One, two, three. You're on.
Welcome, everybody. This is Matt Faircloth, and I'm super pumped to be here. I want to say a quick thank you to Nick Tang for inviting me to be here for this and for organizing these awesome events. And I'm grateful for you guys, too, for being here to listen to what I have to say. A few ground rules. I'm going to be talking to you guys through how to build a powerhouse multifamily team. I've got a PowerPoint here, and I'm going to talk you guys through it. Oh, shit. There's an enormous wasp in my office. Scared the shit out of me. Wow, that's awesome. That's great. Great world we're living here. There's a freaking wasp the size of my hand in my office. It just scared the crap out of me. Anyway, let's get to that. I'll take care of him. He's not going to, his days are numbered after this presentation, buddy. Just you wait. Anyway, back to this. So keep your questions to the guys. I'm going to talk through this PowerPoint presentation, and then we'll do Q&A for it. Nick has been kind enough to give us this room for as long as you guys want it, okay? So until we burn through all the questions, I'm here for you guys, okay? So stick around for Q&A at the end. And we're talking about building a multifamily team, so I want to show you guys what's possible, the kind of deals you guys can do in multifamily. So we're going to talk through building the team, and I'm going to show you guys an enormous deal that we're in the middle of now. I'll tell you how I got it, how we assembled it, and I'll show you this really cool web marketing campaign that we're putting together for it as well, so you guys can check out and get some ideas and get some inspiration. I'm here for you guys, so make sure you stick around to Q&A at the end as well. Let's hop in. Thank you for being here. Now, no matter how brilliant your mind or strategy, if you're playing a single game, you will always lose out to a team. And this plays in real estate. This plays in real estate, and this is the point, the mantra of today's conversation, that if you guys go up against a team of multifamily investors, you will get beat. If you try and do it as an individual, you might be able to squeak it through, and you might be able to do some small deals on your own. But until you build a team, you're not going to be the strongest investment possible that you could put together for your investors and for your cash flow for yourself. Now, my name is Matt Faircloth. I've been investing full-time since 2005. I've been involved in apartment buildings. We've got about 800 doors right now, and another 336 in pipeline as well. And I've got assets in North Carolina, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and Kentucky. I wrote this awesome book called Raising Private Capital, which is an Amazon bestseller. You guys can pick up on my website at derosagroup.com, or you can pick up through Amazon or through Bigger Pockets. Those vehicles are great ways to get it. If you guys already read it, please do me a huge favor. Right? I'll even do like a little coaching call for you if you can promise me you'll do this. If you will write this book in review on Amazon and then send me a screenshot of that review to info@derosagroup.com. I'm going off script here, but if you email that to info@derosagroup.com, I'll do a 15-minute coaching session for you, no problem. But write the review and then email the screenshot to info@derosagroup.com and Matt said he would give me a 15-minute coaching session in exchange for this review, and we'll take it from there. Okay, guys. So that's a bit about me. Now, when I say an individual investor, a lot of us got started that way. Started as a real estate investor, as an individual that was looking to do deals by myself, my wife and I. Know this can be two people. The team you could start is a husband and wife team, but it was my wife and I, Liz, getting going in real estate investing, and there's just the two of us. But we were balancing everything you see here in this picture, drinking lots of coffee, phone calls on the cell phone, lots of emails, and lots of data processing and lots of contracts and things like that, and obviously lots and lots of coffee to keep it all going. That is what a lot of you guys watching may feel like, that you're balancing a lot of these things, and a lot of these things in the air that you're balancing right now are probably things that you suck at, okay? Which means that you're doing things that you're great at, which might mean meeting new people, finding deals, evaluating them. And the things that you suck at might be things like following up or running your books, or the financial analysis. No one is great at everything. And if you try and do everything in your business, certain things are either going to get done mediocrely or they're going to get done really poorly. And certain things that you're great at are going to get done great. Okay. Today's presentation is about how to build a system and a business that focuses on greatness. Okay, so let's go. Now, if you guys want your team, your real estate acquisitions team and your real estate management and your apartment building team to look like this, that's what I'm here for. Now, forgive me because I am a huge superhero junkie superhero nerd. And so there are a ton of superhero analogies throughout this presentation. So you'll have to just humor me with all the superhero analogies that we talk about here. If you guys know me from my YouTube channel, you will know that I'm an enormous superhero fan, and I slip superhero Easter eggs in a lot of my videos. So the first thing you guys got to do if you want to build that powerhouse team is you got to get on the same page. If you're looking to build your team, or if you already have a team and you're looking to maximize the team you have, you need to gain alignment. Now, what do I mean by that, right? The way you gain alignment on your real estate team is you examine a few things and make sure that there is agreement on these things. It is imperative that you have alignment on these things, that you have a shared vision, meaning like, what does a company stand for? Right? What matters to us? The vision for my team, for the DeRosa Group, is to transform lives through real estate, right? That's inspiring. And every member of my team is signed on to that vision, to transform lives through real estate. And if they don't get that, and if they're in this thing just to make money or just to make checks, then they're not a member of my team and there is not a shared vision there. So make sure that your vision is aligned. And if you don't have a vision, then get a vision on where you want to be. What do you want to create? What is the horizon you're swimming towards with your company? They're where you want to take this thing, and then bring your team on board with it, right? Make sure there's shared values. Whatever your corporate values are, probably starts with your values in your life, and then that would transition into your business. And make sure that your teammates all align with that, or that they can at least buy into it. Goals. Real estate is not a sprint. Now, wholesalers might believe that I can get in and get out and be out of a deal in 45 days or whatever. Perhaps, but unless you only want to do one wholesale in your entire life, if you want to build a wholesale business or an apartment building business or a multifamily business, whatever it is you're trying to build, you need long-term goals, because real estate is a 15 to 20 year lifespan of a successful real estate company. It takes that long to really build a pipeline, manifest the pipeline, bring the true wealth goals out, is a long term. Okay. This is not a short term thing. And so make sure your short term goals, what you want to accomplish in the next year, are in alignment. Kind of deals you want to do, what markets you want to be in, all those things are in alignment. And then your long-term goals. Where do you want to be in 5 years? If you guys aren't asking that to potential teammates, you're doing yourself and your teammate a disservice. Expectations, especially for checks. Listen, I'm okay not getting a check for 6 months, or I need a check in the next week. Whatever it is. So expectations on getting paid, roles, goals, and compensation, all that kind of stuff. And then make sure that your folks have, I have made the mistake of doing business with people in the past that have more of an employee mindset, meaning like an entrepreneur mindset is getting paid last, and an employee mindset is getting paid first. And so an entrepreneur mindset is thinking long-term and thinking outside the box and doing whatever it takes to get things done. Employee mindset is more somebody telling me what to do, giving me a job description, and I march forward and just do that job description. Entrepreneurs will do whatever it takes to get things done. So you have to make sure that all your teammates have that entrepreneurial spirit, or you might as well just have employees. So, and as I said, delayed gratification on a lot of things, on goals, on getting paid, on things working, and being willing to practice a little bit of delayed gratification for the future of the business long-term, right? So now I talked about gaining alignment. The second thing that you have to do is gain diversity on your team. And what I mean by that is asking yourself a few questions and really getting introspective here, right? Ask yourself, what are you great at, right? What are you amazing at, right? Write this down. Type it in right now. If you guys are watching live, type into the quiet. Now, I can't read it right now, but I'll give you a few shout outs. Type it in. What are you great at? Okay. What is your greatness? What are your God-given skills? Are you a great salesperson? Are you a great analyst? Are you good with numbers? Are you great with people? Are you great at thinking outside the box? Are you great at market knowledge and hustle? Think about your greatness and how, and more specifically, how you believe that greatness would apply to a real estate company. And fear not, my friends, I will give you guys specific seats on the real estate bus that may align with those greatnesses that you believe you have. Now, this is where you got to get a little vulnerable and take it a deeper cut. What do you suck at? What are you terrible at? Right? What are you not good at? What do you hate doing? Right? When it comes to doing something that you start procrastinating, ask yourself, why am I procrastinating at this? It's probably because you suck at it. And it's probably because you ought to not be doing something. If you procrastinate on doing a thing in your business, then the odds are you're not good at it. And that's why you're procrastinating, is because in your little subconscious mind, you know that you stink at this thing and it's a pain in your butt. But take this in, that for everything you hate doing, there's someone out there who loves doing it, whatever that thing is. Okay. Now, AKA, what is your superpower? Okay, how can you build this? What is your superpower for your team? What do you bring to the table that Superman brings, that Spider-Man doesn't bring, that Captain America does bring, that Iron Man doesn't? Okay, what is your superpower that you bring to a team? And when I say superpowers, here are some places that you can look when you're looking to build it. Now, when you want to examine what your superpowers are, or what potential teammates for your superpowers are, think about these things. Think about their skills. As I said before, I listed a lot of those things out, right? Like I said, selling skills, analyzing skills, number skills, people skills, right? These are your probably just in your veins, your unique ability, your God-given talents, okay? Then I hate to say this, but it's a fact, your experience. If you're trying to build a multifamily team and it's full of a bunch of people that just got started investing, you're probably not going to get very far. But if you are a newer investor, consider joining a team or building a team with some people with some experience, right? You'll have that experience diversity on your team. Now, the other part of it is behavior, personality behaviors, and obviously there's education there on the skill side as well. Your personality behaviors can get discovered through personality assessments that are out there in the world. There are some like the DISC or the Strengths Finder. Strengths Finder is a phenomenal book that you guys should read, and then take the assessment that comes along with it. There's others called the Colby, the Predictive Index. These are brief assessments you can take that really help you figure out how you're wired and how you tick, and also things that you're not so good at. And then use those tools. I firmly believe in using behavioral skill-based assessments in business to determine what people are great at. They're really the microscope to get your palm read and let you see what's inside what makes you tick, what makes you wired as a business person. So consider those behavioral assessments. There's quite a few out there, and I just named a few of them too. Now, build the team on their superpower. Now that you've got your superpowers and you've got your foundation aligned and you've got identified what your superpowers are that you need to have or that you do have yourself, build the team. Now, guys, this is where you really want to pay attention. Break out your notepad, break out your pen here, because I'm going to take you to school. And oh, by the way, you guys can get a copy of these slides at the end of this presentation, no problem. So what I'm about to show you guys, I will give you a copy of, okay? But this is the meat and potatoes right here. This person, these are the 4 seats on the bus that I'm about to show you. There are 4 seats on the multifamily bus. Without these 4 seats covered, you're not going to be successful, period. The hunter is the first seat on the bus, okay? And they're likely not actually carrying a firearm, but it's a good photo of a hunter, okay? So this person is the one that is the hunter. They are the producer of opportunity. This is the person that goes and digs into a market and knows that market like the back of their hand, right? So they know Philadelphia or Albuquerque, New Mexico, or Winston-Salem, North Carolina. That's where we're investing quite a bit, is in North Carolina. So if someone's a hunter in a specific market, that's the market that they really understand. They know the streets, they know the people, they know the brokers, or they're willing to get to know the brokers. They're willing to kick doors in. They're willing to get to know wholesalers and market themselves for deals and create opportunity. This is the person from a personality trait standpoint that can have the door slammed in their face 38 times and is willing to keep knocking on different doors until they get a yes on the 103rd door that they knock on. Okay. They're willing to go from opportunity to opportunity that might not work out and then might not be a good opportunity, and they don't get discouraged until they find the opportunity that they love. That is a personality trait for this person, along with market knowledge of a specific market that the company wants to invest in. I do not believe that companies should be investing anywhere in the US, you guys need to be picking specific markets, especially with everything going on today. You should pick specific markets in the US that you want to expand into. Be that Philadelphia, Trenton, New Jersey, New York City, Wilmington, Delaware, whatever it is, a city in a state that you want to push into further, and then get your hunter moved in that direction. That, my friends, is the hunter. If you're a hunter, give yourself a shout out in the comment box. Now, the brain is someone who takes the opportunity that has been produced by the hunter. This hunter says, hey guys, I've got this 10-unit apartment complex and I think it's phenomenal because it's in a good location. It's in a market that we like. It's got good fundamentals. The broker sent it to me and I think that it's a good deal. Okay. Now, the brain is the person who could be called the underwriter. Okay. And that underwriter takes that deal and runs it through whatever underwriting software you're using. Most folks are using jacked up versions of stuff on Excel or other underwriting software that you get. Doesn't matter what you're using as long as it's a good means to evaluate a real estate opportunity. So the brain is the person that takes that opportunity, the 10-unit or the 100-unit or the 350-unit, whatever it is. They find that they take that opportunity and they evaluate it. Okay. And they evaluate it until they turn it into a business plan. And the brain is going to take the opportunity and they're going to chew on it and they're going to spit out a couple of things. They're going to spit out a price point that the property needs to get bought for it to make sense, what financing needs to be procured, how much equity investment needs to be put together, and what you're going to do to the property to make it profitable and how much profit's going to get spit out. Those are all the many, many things that are in that business plan that needs to get created by the brain. And the brain is really an analyst. There's someone who can live inside a spreadsheet for hours on end that are willing to go collect data. This is your data person that's willing to go online and look to research other apartment complexes or other multi to see what those properties are leasing for, or look online and see who big property managers and markets are that you guys could hire to manage that apartment complex for you. The brain is your data person, and they're willing to collect enough data and assemble that data into that business plan to the point where the property will be successful if that business plan is implemented. There you go. That's seat number 2, guys. Seat number 3 is the money. This is the person that goes forth and finds the capital to invest in this project, not just the equity, but also the financing. The money person is likely the one that has the banking relationships and also has the investor relationships. So the money seat on the bus gets the deal financed on both sides. They're the person that read my book, Raising Private Capital, and knows how to raise millions of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars or whatever you need. They find the capital opportunity to go in the deal. That is your capital raiser, or the person that's finding the person that's actually writing the check for the money, whatever it is. That's in the money bucket on the bus. Now, the money person is the person that has a lot of contacts, that knows a lot of people, and that is the likable, salesy kind of person that everybody loves, and the kind of person that knows how to create, that knows how to explain opportunities to people. This is your networker, your glue in some ways that hold the whole network together. That's the money person, and they're also able to talk finance with people without and know what they're talking about. And they're also able to explain complicated things such as apartment complexes in a very simple manner. That, guys, is the money. That's the skills, and that's what they do. Now, the last one, there's your superhero, little Easter egg there. That's my boy Thor. But Thor is also the hammer, right? What Thor, the hammer, does is they take, now what do you got, right? Now I've got a deal. I've got a business plan that's going to make it, that's going to take the thing to profitability. I've got capital, I've got debt, and I've got equity. Right. I'm successful, right? No, I'm not. I'm not successful until there is an implementation plan. And then there's someone there to implement that business plan. That, my friends, is the hammer. The hammer's job is to go around with that hammer in their hand and browbeat property managers and contractors and vendors and everybody on the team, including the other members of the team, including the hunter, the brain, and the money. Their job is to run around with that hammer and make sure that business plan gets properly implemented. Okay, that is the technical term for this person is the asset manager. Okay. So the asset manager is the person that is not afraid to get in people's face to talk, to call people out for missing deadlines. That is also analytical enough that they can understand that business plan. And a lot of times it's the asset manager and the brain work very closely together. The hunter and the money work closely together on this team, and the brain and the hammer work very closely together. So if you guys are watching live, do me a favor and turn yourselves in. Tell me what you're great at here. Say, hey, I'm a great hammer. I think I would be a good hammer, even if you're not on a team right now. Talk about where you would be great on a real estate team. Turn yourselves in, type it in. If you guys really, really want to get vulnerable, say, hey, listen, I'm a great hunter, but I'm really not a good, I don't have many money skills. Or I'm a good hammer, but I'm awful at the brain, whatever it is. Turn yourselves in, because that honesty will help you guys build that team, because you realize what you're not, right? You realize what you are not on a real estate team, but you'll know what you're great at. So turn that in, write it down. Maybe somebody else is watching. They'll see you say, hey, I'm a great hammer, but I'm not a good money person. And they'll write, hey, I'm a good money person, but I'm a really awful hammer. And maybe you two can get connected. So this is also an opportunity for you guys to network. So write that in. Now, where do you fit? Right? Think about this deeply. What, from your self-awareness of yourself, knowing you, take personal inventory, your strengths, your skills, your knowledge, to find out where you guys fit on this bus. And you will be able to find out where you sit, to either build this bus yourself, to put yourself in one of these seats, or maybe two of these seats. A lot of real estate teams have people that sit on two of these roles. In my company, I'm the money, and I help with the hunting. I have a hunter that works with me too, but I'm primarily the money, and I'm also the CEO of the whole thing. One of these four people needs to be the team lead. It needs to be the CEO, the driver of the bus, and it could be any of these four, but it can't be all four. One of these person has to be a team lead, and then you need to go find the other people on your team. So if you guys are really aware of this, you'll know where you sit and who you need to line yourself up with. So a few things to remind you, right? You guys also need other people on your team to remind you of this thing here, right? You need people that your hunter needs to connect with commercial real estate brokers. Those people could be team members, not really on the equity side or on the ownership side of your team, but you guys should look at people that are helping you find opportunities as team members, right? So your wholesaler, your marketing team, your commercial real estate brokers, attorneys, mortgage brokers, your insurance agent. You guys need to build all these relationships so that you can line things up once you guys have an opportunity, right? And then once you've got the property under ownership, there is an enormous amount of people you guys need. And now maybe you guys might need to sit in some of these seats. If you guys are just getting going, you might need to be the local feet on the street. As we've grown, we've done deals in Kentucky and North Carolina and Pennsylvania. But we've got folks that are local to the deal that want to have either a small slice of the project, or want to just take a small fee, or even just learn from us, and they're willing to walk the properties and be local feet. If you're looking to invest way outside of your local trading area, then you might need to get yourself a local person that can help you. GCs, construction managers. Of course, your property manager is going to become your best friend or your worst enemy on multifamily deals, unless you're looking to self-manage, which I don't recommend. But if you're looking to do it yourself, you can do that, but you still need an asset manager and a hammer sitting in that seat. So here is my first deal, guys. Let's just to tell you, this is a 10-unit apartment complex that I still own in lovely New Jersey, and it's a great asset. It's 10 units in Ewing, New Jersey. Okay, if you guys know where it is, it's in New Jersey, right next to a cemetery in Ewing. And I love this asset. It's been great to us. And we bought it many years ago with a small group of investors. A couple hundred thousand that we raised out of our network. You guys can start here, and maybe you should start here. I know it's big and sexy to buy big apartment complexes, and that's what other people are doing, and that's what we're doing now. But I can reassure you, we did not start on large apartment complexes. We started here, and we built a small team that helped us with this, and we expanded through it as we grew. We bought this through a real estate broker. Almost every deal that we've done has been acquired in some method through a real estate broker. You can try and find multifamily through wholesalers, but it's not as prevalent. First syndication with multiple investors. We had, I think, 6 people in on this deal. We self-managed it at the time. I got a few gray hairs for doing that. So you could try and do it yourself if you really want to learn the hands-on aspects of real estate. But it's also can be a grind. All units needed an update. All units needed to get cleaned up a little bit, but we were able to get that done. So we bought it at 55 $525,000 a door with the units leasing for $600 through doing unit turns and through doing re-upping lease contracts and increasing rents. We've been able to get the rents over $800 a unit. So we'd be able to get the rents up about $300 over a 3 to 4 year period. Now we've owned the property for upwards of 7 years. So it's been a great asset, and it took time to get rents up, but we learned a ton. Right. And it's the middle of a cemetery, which is also a quiet neighborhood. Folks either love or hate that it's in a cemetery. It's either creeps them out or they love it because of how quiet it is, or it freaks them out because of how quiet it is. One of the two. They either love it or they hate it for that. Now, that was my first real apartment building opportunity. Let me show you guys what we're up to now. This is a 336 unit apartment complex that we have under contract in growing and thriving Winston-Salem, North Carolina, the sleeper city of North Carolina. People talk a lot about Raleigh and Charlotte, but those cities have already grown and you're going to get outbid and there's lots of competition. But Winston-Salem is the market that's actually growing steadily through North Carolina that nobody's really talking about. So we love it there. This is our most recent property. We just put under agreement, and I'll tell you a little bit more about it in a second. It's a 336 unit apartment complex. By the way, this is our 11th syndication, not my first, not my second, not my third, not my fourth. This is our 11th deal. So this is not something that happens overnight, but it will happen to you if you take my advice and build that real estate team. So again, it's in Winston-Salem. It's a C-class asset. That's what we focus on at the DeRosa Group. We focus on workforce housing, and workforce housing has kind of gotten a bad rap these days because of Corona crazy and because of the recession. But I find workforce housing to be a better cash flow play, even during times of crisis. It is not a appreciation play; it is a cash flow play. But I'm a cash flow investor, so I focus on C-class real estate so I can produce cash flow and maybe not and just not hope the market goes up to increase the price of my property and create profitability through appreciation. We are a cash flow investment company, and that's what this is. It's right in the middle of downtown Winston-Salem. We're buying for $55 a unit. The average price per rents are just over $600, so it meets the bigger pockets 1% rule, which is a factor I live by. Meaning, if I look at the purchase price of a per unit of a property, I want to multiply that purchase price by 1%, and I want to see rents above that number. If it is, it's a thumbs up for me. This property is at $600, and I can get rents above $800 through doing some value add in that property to really make it sing off the page. Now, they're way below the market there. We're going to add some amenities like a pool, a playground, exterior upgrades, and we're going to do some unit turns in the property as well. We're going to be turning this property around on the outside while keeping the existing tenant base. This property has 94% occupancy. Okay, so that's the ins and outs of it. And this is a recession-proof asset that we find to be somewhat COVID resistant because of our acquisition price, because of the level of debt that we're putting on it. Because of the level of debt that we're putting on it, and because of our buy price versus what the rents are, our break even on this property is 58%, meaning if I can get occupancy above 58, and it's sitting at 94 right now, so I can keep occupancy above 58%, I'm able to pay my mortgage and pay all my expenses. Everything above 58% occupancy goes to investors in profit. So phenomenal deal. So these, if you guys can be this team here, and assemble this team, this is what's possible. These are all assets that we own or are about to own. The one on the left is the new acquisition that we have here. Now, I'll show you guys a few things that you guys can have access to. If you just email me, I'll send this to you. This is the offering for the property. This is a one pager that you guys can have for free, no problem. In that, if no, that's not what I wanted to do. Nah, whatever. Okay. I'm not too techie with PDF here. I wanted to show it just on the page here. This is the offering for the deal. If you guys want to get a copy of this, either for inspiration or if you want to consider learning more about the deal, actually, it is for accredited only investors. But if you guys want this for inspiration or for investment, you're more than welcome to email us at investor@derosagroup.com. That is investor@derosagroup.com. And just say, hey, I saw Matt's presentation. I'd like some more information on that property in Winston-Salem, and we'll send you the full deal packet. This will be one of them. This is the Residences at Diamond Ridge is what it's called. And this is a one-pager investment summary you guys can put together for your investors. You should be able to get enough inspiration off of this to create something like this. Your money person on your team should be able to assemble something like this. This is the overview. We're buying it for 18.5 million, 336 units. The acquisition current agency debt is loan to cost of 56%, 2.75% interest rate. Can you guys believe? And investors are going to make way over well into the 12% returns for the folks that want to hold with us long term. And we also have a short term hold investment option for folks that want to hold for 3 years. You can either hold it with us for 3 years or for 10, which other investment option you want to get into. Then we disclose our business plan. It's important for you guys to talk about your business plan with your investors. And here's the numbers here. So if you guys want to get a copy of this, email us at investor@derosagroup.com. We'd be happy to have you guys on board. If you're an accredited investor, and you can look up online what that means, or if you want to just have a call with me to discuss it, just email us at investor@derosagroup.com. Now, I'll hop into some Q&A. If you guys want to see, I got like a 3-minute video commercial for that property that shows me walking around the site. If you guys want to watch it, I'll be happily pull that up and share the screen on that too. But I'll probably just jump into Q&A now so we can do questions. For those of you guys that want a copy of today's presentation, plus a bunch of other free stuff, a free gratitude basket that I put together as a thank you for you guys for being here today, just text the word DeRosa, my company name, DeRosa, to 66866. That is DeRosa, DEROSA, to 66866. You guys will get a copy of today's presentation. Plus, you'll get a bunch of other cool stuff, including letters we have from our property managers on what they're doing about coronavirus today, including several video presentations that are not available on my YouTube page. Plus, you'll get a PowerPoint presentation that I did for Bigger Pockets main conference last year, and my wife's PowerPoint presentation that she did for Bigger Pockets last year, and plus a bunch of other free stuff too. So take a moment right now and pull out your handy dandy cell phone and text the word DeRosa to 66866, and we'll get that over to you. And you can also get a link to join our insiders community, which is a opportunity to pick my brain on a weekly basis and see the inside of a functioning real estate company for the low cost of $24 a month. You guys can join insiders if you just text DeRosa to 66866. And if you guys are a passive investor and want to consider making phenomenal returns on your money, and you're also accredited, you can email us at investor@derosagroup.com, and we'd love to talk to you to see if our goals align as investor and syndicator. So guys, that's what I got. I'm going to go ahead and hop in here to StreamYard so we can answer your questions, or I can just start singing and talk to you guys more about other stuff that you guys want to get into. Okay, Joseph, would you recommend buying a 10-unit apartment complex or buying one or building one from scratch? Look at you, man. How much did you have to raise from all investors? By the way, I got some comments earlier in the game that my audio was choppy. That was right in the beginning. I hope that worked out. It might have been in the transition from when Nick was handing the baton over to me. I hope it's not breaking anymore. So please tell me. Somebody make a comment. Okay. I love you, Nick. You scared the shit out of me right there. Thank you. That's funny though. Thank you. I'm glad I'm good. All right. Joseph, okay. For that complex, that 10 unit, here's what we did. We did a blended fund. That fund bought a 4-family in Trenton. It bought a 5-unit in Trenton, and then it bought that apartment building. And it was a total of $300,000 that we raised to do those 3 deals. Okay. And that was enough to buy that 10 unit for $5.25. We paid for it. If you want to just raise for a 10 unit for $50,000 a door, you probably should budget for somewhere around 30 to 35% of the acquisition price is your total raise. That'll likely give you enough to acquire the property at probably 70% or 70%, 75% loan to value, and some operating cash to have in the company coffers to operate the property. A lot of people that raise money forget about that. You can't raise just 20% of your purchase price plus your closing costs and think that's enough. You need to raise enough cash to have in the company bank account to weather the storm, right? And that. So thanks, guys. It sounds like the audio is good. I appreciate you. So that's one thing. Now, on top of that, Joseph, if you're looking to raise money for reno on the property, then all bets are off. You need to put in another round of capital, or go to your bank and look to borrow enough for renovation capital on the property. Now, for regards to building a new apartment complex, Joseph, you're not going to be building it for $55,000 a unit. No way. You're probably going to be in the I mean, without your land cost, my guess is somewhere in the 100 to 100 to maybe a 200,000 per door range. So the biggest thing on building apartment buildings, Joseph, is your new property needs to lease for enough to cover your construction costs. The problem in a lot of markets, especially in New Jersey, is the markets aren't, if you throw in your land cost, the deal may not make sense in the rent that you're going to get based on your cost of construction. To just abide by the bigger pockets 1% rule, let's say all in, you're at $200,000 a unit to build it, including the land and hard cost of construction and everything like that. You would need to lease those units for more than $2,000 a month. And in a lot of places in New Jersey, that number, though, you're just not going to get it, and in places that you can acquire land for a reasonable number, right? So that's my 2 cents, Joseph. It's possible, but you got to the equation has to work in the market that you're in, especially with regards to rent and construction costs. So I hope that helps. Other questions you guys may have? If not, I can show this really cool video I have here of a complex that we did the one that we're doing in Winston-Salem. We'll love to show this because it's just kind of fun. A good way to close things out today. Don't forget to text DeRosa to 66866. That's my company name, DeRosa, to the number 66866. And if you guys are passive investors that are accredited investors can email us at investor@derosagroup.com, investor@derosagroup.com. I am super grateful for having you guys here today. I will close it out with a quick commercial that we shot that you guys can get some inspiration from for buying apartment complexes. Joseph, more questions. I got you, Joseph. So, Matt, the money was raised. The money raised was used in conjunction with a commercial loan. Okay. Yes, we just raised equity, right? So if you're buying a property, Joseph, remember the money person finds the debt. So debt is super cheap. You should not be buying properties free and clear right now. Even if you have a lot of capital, you should not be buying properties free and clear because of how cheap mortgages are right now and how cheap mortgage rates are. The property we're doing in North Carolina, we're getting for 2.75% is our mortgage rate. You guys need to be taking advantage of the super, super affordable mortgages that are out there. So that apartment complex we bought for 5.25%. So we borrowed from a local bank the 75% to buy it on the loan to value, borrowed that, and then threw in another 25% for equity from our investors for the other 25%. So absolutely raise money and then blend in a commercial loan on top of it. So let me go back to sharing my screen. Okay, let's see if I can get that. What's going on, everybody? My name is Matt Faircloth, and my company is called the Rockstar Group, and we invest in multifamily real estate like this. This is a 336-unit apartment complex in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. We invest in assets like this, and so can you if you're an accredited investor. This is something that you can diversify your portfolio in by joining us as a passive investor. So let me tell you guys about the Residences at Diamond Ridge, a 336-unit apartment complex here in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. I want to tell you about it because we are about to buy it. Now, why Winston-Salem? I'll tell you. 10 years worth of population increase. Wake Forest University is a major employer and also a major job provider through their investments in town, including the Innovation Quarter. There's also a diverse job base, including a large healthcare population of healthcare workers that's growing and increasing daily. These are the reasons why I love multifamily and why I love Winston-Salem, North Carolina. People love to own pools. Would you like to own this one? I wouldn't, but guess what? We're going to make this pool to be something you'd be proud of. Because this is a value-add property. The money in real estate is to be made through value-add. This complex might not look like much right now, but we're going to do a major facelift inside and out to make it something the residences and the owners are proud of. Hey guys, I'm Justin Fraser, asset manager for the DeRosa Group, and I'm so excited to show you this apartment complex. This property is mostly 2-bedroom units, and there's so much value that we can add to those 2-bedroom units. This unit, we're going to take it and exceed the market, because guess what? The market bar is not very high.
We can take these units almost $150 from where they are to where they're going to be with not that much renovation. Kitchens and bathrooms. That's what we're going to focus on. That's going to get us the most bang for our buck, and it's going to really, really make these interior units shine. Outside of the units, we're going to focus on exterior, brighten it up. We're going to fix that pool. We're going to make this whole place shine. It's going to be a beautiful place, and rents are going to go up, and we're going to deliver a ton of value. We know this works. We've done this in Kentucky and 200 units down the road in Fayetteville, North Carolina. We've done this before. We have the right people. We have the right process. We're going to be able to take this plan and deliver results.
We've been investing in real estate for the last 15 years with investors just like yourself, helping them diversify and grow their wealth through real estate. My name is Matt Faircloth. My company is called the DeRosa Group, and we hope you decide to join us on this awesome adventure.
Cool, guys. Thank you. Thank you. After all that, it's because of the video. Well, okay, Nick, I'm going to wrap it. Did that video come through? If not, I can, we can, I don't know. I'm not going to show it again, but hopefully that worked. You know what I'll do? Oh, I can't comment. That's all good. Did anybody leave a comment? Did you guys see the video or no? I sure hope so. I'm not the techiest person out there, but that's why the real estate bus is why I get brain people that help me. This freaking wasp in my office is going to get his butt kicked in a few seconds here. He just flew behind my head. This guy, he's taunting me. Could not see the video. Huh. Okay. Nick, you there? You going to air it one more time? We did hear the audio though. Well, that's weird. Do you guys want me to show it again, Joseph? Joseph and Elvis, I got y'all here. Do y'all want me to show it again? Or I can try it. That really burns me up, man. Share screen. All right, I'm on it. I'm on it for you, Joseph. I'm doing it. Here we go. Sharing this tab to StreamYard. Okay, you know what? I know what's going on. Joe, are you watching? Not Joe. Nick. Nick, are you here? Nick, are you here? Let's see if I can do this. Nick needs to turn the screen. Nick needs to take the share screen thing and allow me to share to the main. He needs to bring it up onto the main thing on StreamYard. But Nick may have split. Well, it is on my YouTube channel. I'm not sure if Nick's watching. Nick Tang, where are you? Oh well. Okay, guys, listen, go to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/DeRosa Group. It is there under a tab called Value Add. No, Passive Investing, right? You'll see it. It's a picture of me standing. The thumbnail is me standing in the pool and that. Sorry for the confusion, but Nick needs to bring my screen up. Or he needs to allow me to share my screen on the main thing because I don't have the editing control. But anyway, any further questions, guys? Happy to chat with you for another minute or two. Anything else? Love chatting with you guys. Don't forget to text DeRosa to 66866 and to email us at investor@derosagroup.com if you guys want to consider working with us as a passive investor if you are accredited. Oh, well. All right, guys, listen, I'm going to jump. Thank you for being here. Love to work with you, and I hope we hear from you guys at those two mediums at investor@derosagroup.com or at our free giveaway thing here, and also maybe even on our Insiders channel. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.